This is Freelance Heroism.
Hey everybody, welcome to Freelance Heroism. My name is Dees.
And I'm Rachel.
And before we even get started, we just want to say thank you to everyone out there who donates at the Patreon, and particularly those who donate at the producer tier.
Mhm.
Rachel, would you like to let us know who they are?
I would love to. We want to say thank you to Crispy, Nate, Breakmeister, Rebecca, and Stillwell.
You help us make a better show for everyone, and we couldn't do it without you. So thank you,
Thank you,
Rachel.
Dees.
So we've been doing some nerd training for you. So I will say you are a fully established dork, but
Wow.
you are not a geek yet,
Uh-huh.
right? And you're,
Okay.
well, maybe a book geek, but I think those are called dorks. But you're not a full-on nerd yet,
Oh,
right?
okay. All
I think
right.
maybe D&D you're pretty close,
Yeah.
but I think that you have to have three major disciplines in order to be considered a nerd, expertise in at least three.
Okay.
And I'm trying to say, so what would you say your expertises are? Books,
hmm
right? That's dork if it's only books. So what else you got? I've seen
Um,
you make a smoke alarm go off making pasta, which I think is pretty amazing.
that's not true. That was not for pasta.
Oh, I remember the smoke alarm going off at your house when I was cooking, and I was like, what the fuck? And then this is at your old apartment, and I went
Yeah.
in there and there was cat hair on the burner, and I was like, I didn't even think to check. I've never cooked in a place before where I needed to check that. I was like, there's no way that we just
Mhm.
put some oil in a pan and
Uh-huh.
it's like fucking burning. There's no way. And I went in there and I was like, what the hell is going on? Why is the bottom of it? Did you wash this? And I like lifted it and there was like burnt cat hair on the fucking burner. I'm like, okay.
I'm sorry.
I had never even thought to. Okay, so
I'm
anyway, so
sorry.
what are your disciplines? Let's get off this.
Uh, would FromSoft games count?
Gaming, I think gaming counts.
Okay.
I think gaming in itself. So that's two, books and gaming. What else?
Okay.
And
Uh,
I would say video gaming and tabletop gaming, we're gonna call that one thing.
okay. All right. Um, I would say mini painting, but I know I have like
Oh,
a lot more that I could like learn and implement in my mini painting. I really want to get they have like little kits of like you can do tiny resin pours and then there's like a little UV flashlight to like quickly harden, but it's just for like small amounts.
right, Zach, cure them.
Yeah. And I think that would be pretty cool. But
I think okay, I'll give you nerd status because I feel like if you're into that kind of thing,
mhm.
I think that just adds extra points. But I
Okay.
think that's the rule. I think three is where it is.
Okay.
I,
What
on the
are
other hand, am an Apex nerd. I have
uh
about 27 fucking areas of nerdist
hmm
expertise. One is film. I'm a huge film guy.
Yeah.
You haven't seen anything until we started dating, and I've been helping you with that. I've been
That's
slowly helping you get there.
that's true. Yeah.
We're just gonna ignore The Witch because normally I think that that would just eliminate it forever. That movie
Wow.
sucked so bad.
Did not.
Okay. So but
Mhm.
one of the things that you hadn't had as a forte was comic books and comic book kind of mythology, the
Mhm.
lore of comic books.
That's true. I don't read a lot of comic books
Yeah.
because I have sort of a completionist mindset with reading things. So
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a toughie.
yeah, so if I open up a comic book and it's like, oh, they're referencing like this villain who appeared like 75 issues ago, or they're referencing this other person who's in this completely different series, then I feel like I need to read all of these other things to get the
Right.
context, and it's just overwhelming and it's not realistic. So I just don't participate.
See, the thing that makes comic books difficult for people to get into now is the same thing that made it so great when I was younger, right?
Mhm.
When I was younger, there were new comics every week, right?
Uh-huh.
Every week you'd go to the store, there'd be a whole new rack of them, and you could go through and like pick what you wanted. And
Mhm.
Some people followed a few books, and some people just got everything.
Yeah.
Um, I was never rich enough to get everything, but I always followed like three or four. Like we'd do the Uncanny X-Men, and
Mhm.
then I like Superman a lot, so I'd always get a Superman book.
Mhm.
But but generally, like you just kind of followed the stories, like three or four of them that you wanted to over the course of like one book a month, and you get one each week or whatever. You
Uh-huh.
could follow quite a few stories. The reason it was cool is because there's always something for you to read, and then you trade with your friends so you could get different books and trade them out.
That's
Um,
cool.
yeah, it was a cool thing to do. Like on your way to school, you could have something to read, and then you hand it off at lunchtime. You read the other book or whatever.
Mhm.
But that same thing, there being so much available,
Mhm.
became a problem once you had to do anything else in your life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when all of a sudden there was like I had like football practice or I had
Oh.
to go
Mhm.
do something else. Like all of a sudden it was like, fuck, I don't have time to read
Right.
fucking five comics a week.
Mhm.
Uh, so like that's the thing that made it so great when I was younger, made it difficult to continue on with when I got older.
Right.
And I have completely checked out of comics,
Mhm.
like modern comics, right?
Yeah.
People are always shocked. They're like, "You draw comics, you don't like comics?" And I'm like, "I like them.
Mhm.
I just I don't want to deal with them." Like
Right.
I know now that I know how the sausage is made, I never want to fucking interact with the fucking things. But because of my like history with them, I have a really good understanding of a particular era of comics, right?
Yeah.
So like me and D-Walk in particular have that.
Mhm.
We both like sometimes we'll get on a sidetrack or whatever.
Mhm.
You though didn't know anything about the X-Men, like at
Um,
all.
Not really, no.
We played a game where I show you an X-Men, a random X-Men, like a deep cut, not like Wolverine or something, but like a deep cut, and I'd ask you what their name was,
Mhm.
and some of the answers were so bad. And some of them weren't bad. Some of them
Uh-huh.
were actually, I thought, better,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
But so we decided that we were gonna watch an X-Men movie. We watched Logan before, but that's just
Yeah.
because I think that movie's good on its own.
Yeah, that
Even
was really good.
without the X-Men context, it's still just good.
Mhm.
Um, but what did you think about we watched First Class the other day because we
Yeah.
have Netflix and HBO right now,
Mhm.
and they got rid of Days of Future Past, which is the one I wanted you to see.
Uh-huh.
So we had to go with First Class, which is like it has some good moments.
Yeah.
It's a little pixie stick, snorting pixie stick kind of
It
energy to it.
yeah. Yeah, there was definitely a lot of um sort of like a scene where they say, "Oh, we got to do this thing," and then the immediate next scene is something that would have taken them
Yeah.
probably months to organize.
Yeah.
I think there were also moments where things didn't quite make sense, so I just sort of assumed it's explained in the comic book.
Not really.
Literally like the first scene you see with Charles,
Yeah.
where spoiler for the beginning of X-Men First Class,
Uh-huh.
he goes into his kitchen and there's a person who looks like his mom, but it's actually little baby Mystique.
Yeah.
Um, but it's never explained like how she got there or also how she has an American accent, but she's in England.
Well, okay, so here's an important thing to know. The
Mhm.
actors and the characters aren't the same.
Right.
But that being said, Mystique is a shapeshifter, so her
Hmm.
accent changes with whatever she wants, right? She can speak however she wants. She's a master of disguise. In that
Uh-huh.
scene, they were trying to, I think, illustrate the fact that like um Xavier had like a long history with her and that she
Hmm.
was sort of down and out, like raiding people's houses for food. Like she was
Yeah.
sort of in a bad way. And
Right.
that Xavier is sort of open to anybody, no
Hmm.
matter what they look like or what they act like. He's always believes the best in people. That's sort of the what
Hmm.
you're supposed to get from that scene.
Yeah.
Though there are some other scenes that are kind of weird. So like the deflection of the bullet that
Uh-huh.
paralyzes him.
Hmm.
That's not how it happened. He got his legs crushed by an alien. But whatever.
That might have been a
Uh,
little too much to put into the
yeah.
movie.
I saw a clip the other day because after we watched it, I think the algorithm picked up that I was like sending you photos of X-Men, so it just
Hmm.
started loading me up with X-Men shit.
Yeah.
And I saw a clip from one of the cartoons where Xavier's like working on the parallel bars, like, and he's just swinging his dead legs around. And I was just like, "Fuck, man." Anyway,
I would say another thing that really stuck with me in the movie is how horrible the special effects for the Beast or
oh
Beast were.
my God, yes, Hank
Um,
McCoy, the
it
Beast.
looked really bad. I would have rather they just didn't show his face.
Yeah, it would have. I mean, the new Beast with Kelsey Grammer is excellent. That looks
Uh-huh.
exactly like what he's supposed to be like, right?
Hmm.
Uh, the
I
younger
think.
version of him, I didn't mind so much. I thought they kind of made him the younger version of himself before he became older and wiser, which
Hmm.
I think is okay.
Hmm.
Though we don't really see a whole lot of him from that era.
Hmm.
Um, so you just know him as this kind of wise, introspective, like he looks like a ferocious monster,
Yeah.
but he's like this really warm, kind of kind person, right?
Hmm.
And the fact that they Muppeted him at the end of First Class, that guy looked gross. It did not look like
You,
Beast.
you know what it reminded me of?
What's that?
So, I when I was a kid, I was really into the Animorphs books, and they made a live action TV show.
Yeah.
And there are these blue aliens in the book series, and
Okay.
the puppet that they used in the live action TV show is like laughably bad. And so Beast just reminded me of like a slightly more modern version of just like how bad it looked. Like
Some,
the Animorphs TV show version is absolutely horrible.
you know the Animorphs covers, right?
Hmm.
How they have like a kid and then he's like slowly turning into like a mantis or something.
Yeah.
Somebody said one time that that scale determines how good a person you are. If you hit one of those phases with your car, would you feel bad about it? Right? So they were like, the kid, clearly we would all feel bad, right?
Uh-huh. Hmm.
Kid with like kind of weird mantisy eyes and like pointy fingers,
Uh-huh.
maybe you're still like, hey, he's sick,
Right.
right? He's
Yeah.
sick. He's got some sort of disease or something.
Hmm.
So I still feel bad. But then when it gets like really crazy, like the kid's head's flattening and his like eyes are like bulbous, and they're like, that's a monster, right? Right?
Right.
So like it's like along the path, like how far do you get before you're just like, nah, he needed to get hit. You know what I mean? A kid needed to get hit. And that's
Yeah.
how good a person you are. So if you can make it to stage 3, I think you're okay.
Hmm.
I think stage 4, you're Gandhi. Stage 5, you just hit a bug, and that's just gonna happen, you know?
Right.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny. It was like, at what stage are you comfortable with hitting this with your car? Anyway, so
Mhm.
we've been kind of doing the X-Men thing,
Mhm.
and I was just curious your thoughts, other
Yeah.
than Beast,
Uh-huh.
the overarching narrative of it. What did you think?
Um,
Be
I thought
honest. Don't like because I want to hear you think,
yeah.
you know.
I thought it was definitely like a little too fast paced.
Mhm.
But I understand that they're like introducing these characters and this concept, and then they also
It
need
was
some sort of
it was like the fourth
conflict.
movie. It was like the
Oh,
fourth
really?
movie. They weren't introducing anybody.
Oh, okay. All right. Well
They
then.
were they were doing a bunch of backstory lore,
Yeah.
which is fair, but it was pretty far. They had already had a bunch of movies. But I'll
Oh,
be honest with you, none of the X-Men movies are good, with the exception of, in my opinion, Days of Future Past is pretty good.
mhm.
But like the other ones are all bad. Like I thought how bad they made Apocalypse look in the fucking movie for X-Men Apocalypse.
Uh-huh.
I thought he looked so gross. It makes me upset to think about it.
Oh.
I hate him so bad. Apocalypse looks rad as fuck in the comics,
Hmm.
and they made him so gross. It's really rough.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll catch back up on this. Well, maybe we'll play a game where I'll describe to you an X-Men's powers and then you tell me what their name is. Maybe that could
Oh.
be fun.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go to the episode. We're doing a hangout this week.
Yes, we are doing a hangout this week. Did we have a title for it?
Yeah, artificial intelligence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
We're gonna talk about artificial intelligence and I don't know, tell some stories and maybe try out some.
Mhm.
I say maybe. I know we already did. I know we did something. Nate did something with AI to make us laugh.
Yes. Yeah.
And we have some insight as well as some ridiculous shit. So I hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah.
And we'll be back to games soon enough.
Mhm.
But in the next, I think was the next few weeks, we're
Mhm.
doing Hangout episodes.
Yep.
So enjoy.
Yeah.
And if you have a topic that you want us to talk about in a Hangout episode in the near future, let us know.
Yeah.
And we'll consider it.
Holy God.
All right, let me
Are we now
know.
officially? Are we officially starting the very first hangout ever?
Yeah.
The first.
Yes,
Okay.
this is the first
Yes.
hangout.
All right, so
Hi.
let's hedge. Let's do our hedge again.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. To clarify, we started this
Hmm.
Hangout,
Hmm.
and Nate was starting to share something with us. He did
Yes.
not share it yet.
Yes.
But
Mhm.
we were talking about AI and how we all have sort of a gripe with AI being used for artistic and creative purposes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Not so much with like analytical or data
Data
processing.
analysis. No, don't have a problem with that.
I have no problem with that. I
Yeah.
just have a real problem
Mhm.
with AI being used in any way that is going to take away from the experience of being a human,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
I don't like if AI is intelligent to the point where it like feels and then it can make its own music, and I'm with you on this. It
Mhm.
can make its own paintings, and I'm with you on this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because
But-
then it's feeling something and it's making something.
Right.
And then it's sentient, it's a life form to me.
Right.
But using large language models in a creative way,
copying other people's work. No.
Yes.
fuck
it's
that.
upsetting. It's
Yeah.
upsetting to me. We should be
Yeah.
look, if we want like AI to help us go through 10,000 names to try to organize a fucking bit of information about a thing, or you know what I mean?
If you want to use AI to study millions of different molecules in an effort to try and cure cancer, go
There
for
we
it.
go.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
what it's
talking
for.
about.
That's
That's
what
fine.
it's for. That's
Yeah.
fine. But
yeah, but when you're talking about
don't
like,
draw-
oh, this
don't
is
draw
an AI
paintings.
painting, so I
Yeah.
didn't have to learn how to paint.
Right.
yeah, fuck you.
Bitch, learning how to paint is the part about painting that makes painting worth painting.
Right. Otherwise,
Right.
it's not painting.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's just yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Okay.
and by the way, if you're saying that you're a creator that uses AI to make art, you're
Mhm.
wrong. The machine is the creator. You are a fucking stooge. Anyway,
Mhm.
so that being said, now you tell us what you did.
Okay. So I will tell. Yes. So all that being said, right? What I had told. So we had this conversation about I guess a week or two ago, right? Where we were talking about AI and we looked at Google's AI, and Google's AI had written a description of the Freelance Heroism podcast because
Mhm.
this was during the time where we were transitioning to our new RSS.com feed. Hey, there's a pitch right there. Go check that out.
Yeah.
So we put all that together, right? And so in the process of doing that, Google spits out a description of the Freelance Heroism podcast. And it's not bad, right?
It
I mean,
wasn't.
it's not,
It was close.
it was close. It was
Yeah.
very
It
close.
was also pretty misleading, but it was close.
But it was
Yeah.
close. So we had that discussion and everything. We kind of laughed about it, and I think when I pointed it out to Deese and Rachel, they were both like, "Wow!" That everybody was kind of like a little freaked out by
Mhm.
the nature of it. So
Yeah, I didn't even feel getting probed by that AI.
yeah. So a couple of days ago, amongst all the crap that I constantly get in my inbox because everybody spams your fucking email at this point. There was a thing from a company. I'm not going to name their name because I don't endorse them. I have not paid them anyway. I don't support what they do. Fuck them. Right.
Right.
But for the purposes of science,
Mhm.
they had sent a thing saying, "Hey, we're this company. We have AI algorithms that generate music with lyrics and all this kind of stuff. Blah blah blah. For use in your podcast or for use for this, that, or the other thing. And here's a bunch of free credits. You don't even have to put your credit card in. Come try the service out." And I'm like, okay, I know this is bullshit. But seeing that how Google AI had kind of gotten close to a description of what our podcast was, my thought process was, in the interest of science, how good can AI generate a song about freelance heroism
Oh,
Right.
God.
using free credits? Not supporting them financially, not
Right.
going to name their name, fuck them.
Yeah.
Right.
So I throw in a whole bunch of information as part of the prompt, basically defeated as much about the podcast and everything in there, about the people who play in it and something about them, right? Some facts about
I'm so
each
curious.
person.
I'm so curious about what the facts were.
So it was for full disclosure, it was a mixture of real facts and then a lot of the shit that we throw at each other about how I'm old or how Deese wears flannel or
Right.
just the weird shit that we throw at each other
Right,
during
right.
the podcast that everybody
Right.
knows, right? So I throw all this in the algorithm.
I haven't worn flannel in over a year.
I know.
because of you assholes.
Right. Yeah. And it spits back out a couple of different versions of a song. Now, two of them, if I want to listen to it because it uses their advanced algorithm, I have to pay for. Fuck you. I'm not doing that.
Right.
But there were two versions that were of their lower tier, what they call their version 4.5, whatever. I listened to both of them. The first one was kind of mediocre. Like the music was not all that great. And then the second one I listened to, and I nearly pissed myself. Because... And again, not that, all I did was throw all the shit into the algorithm, right? And it spit this back out to me. I don't know why it did this, but it wrote a song and it's entitled Rules Lawyer Love Song. I will tell you that anything that I put into the algorithm about D-Walk or myself, I guess it just ate it. And it just like, was like
And shit it out. But not into the song.
Fuck those two old white guys because this is all about. So I don't get it. I don't understand how AI how it came to these conclusions, but it wrote a song called Rules Lawyer Love Song. It is 3 minutes and 25 seconds. Now I've not played it for them yet, but we will hear it for the first time, assuming that all of this works properly.
Okay. So you're gonna have to share so that we can all hear.
Yeah.
Right. So we're doing technical shit on the fly, folks.
I feel like I hate that this is about to happen, and I'm stupid curious.
It really was just out of morbid curiosity following the discussion we have. It's okay, well, how we're going to do this? So, am I now able to share?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so I'm going to. We'll see.
Boys and girls, hold on to your butts.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Share the screen, not the application.
Yeah. Give me a second.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It feels like it kind of has you bagged, Ray.
We don't know who
Lawyer
the
Love
title
Song.
is referencing.
Hey, Nate said it was about us.
All right, so I got it pulled off here to the side because I don't want to ruin anything with the lyrics that show up. So
okay.
So let me know if you can hear this. Hopefully this comes through and it works. Are we ready? Okay, so here it is, the world premiere of Lawyer Love Song. Here we go.
I can hear it.
Okay.
D slides up, flannel sleeve roll, sketchbook open, saving half what's in the margins, mocking some dude online for family values. Ashtray full, opinions loud, camera rolling. Rachel dials in from cold ass Maine, brought an onion like it's popcorn for the movie. Ex-librarian with a rulebook brain says page 142. You're playing that wrong, buddy. This is freelance heroism, 12-sided fights and criticism. You say I smell, I say you're wrong. We bicker rules all episode long. Decent Rachel, roll that die. Argue till the levels fly. Love and loathing on the mic tonight. Rules lawyer love song in a chaotic life. That's not how sneak attack works. Rachel's voice cuts clear like a live She misquotes spells, then flips her off. She eats that onion like a mic drop crunch. He's chain smoking through a failed death save. She's in Maine, wrapped in 5 weird sweaters. She said Rachel's funky. On the stream, he says you smell. She says read better letter. This is freelance heroism. Criticism. You say I smell. I say you're wrong. We bicker rules all episode long. Deep Rachel, roll that die. All your turtles fly. Love and loathing on the mic tonight. Rules lawyer love song in a chaotic life.
There's still 1 more minute.
Holy fuck.
That's not how cover works. It literally says it right here. Rachel smells like troll sweat. You smoke like 3 dragons a year. You weird hearts in a random party. Homebrew fights and inside jokes. If hit points fall and the mic's cut out, they'd still be arguing in the smoke. This is freelance heroism. 12-sided fights and criticism. You say I smell, I say you're wrong. We bicker rules all episode long. Decent Rachel, roll that die. Laugh until the goblins cry. If love's real weird, then that's alright. Rules lawyer love song every Thursday night.
Thursday.
I have no idea where that came from.
Episode goes on Monday. Episode goes on Monday. Jesus
Oh my
fucking
God.
Christ.
I'm crying. That was so funny.
You smell.
Why did it reference me eating an onion twice?
That was a
Like,
crunch too.
I liked it. I mean, I threw in like the kind of jokes, like these jokes about Rachel not showering or being smelly, right? And
Oh my
and
God.
eating an onion, and like the thing with Maine and wearing 5 sweaters and
The end. I think my favorite part is the end. Every Thursday. I mean,
Yeah.
we don't even post on
I know
Thursday.
I didn't put
We post
anything in
Sunday,
there.
it goes up Monday. We record on Friday.
It's Friday.
What
but
the
yeah.
fuck are you talking about?
The only thing I could think of is that was what it needed to shove in there to make the cadence right. And so
That's
it
when I
went
draw the
Thursday.
comic. Maybe they misunderstood.
Oh my
shit.
God, that was so funny.
That was great.
I listened to that and I lost my shit. I was like, I don't know what to think. So like on one hand,
Mhm.
yeah, we agree this is bad, but
It's really not good. But
it's
at
really
the
not
same
good.
time,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous the shit that it focused on.
Well, and again, there is nothing in this about. I mean, I had like D Walks the Dungeon Master, D Walk, like painting minis and stuff like that, and butthole scrunchies that didn't make it in, and D's calling me an old man. Like it focused on you two, and that was it. Like, and I mean,
Oh my
it wrote the lyrics are like,
Just read the lyrics to this. Give us,
Yeah,
give us some
please.
juicy
I'll
bits.
read the lyrics in case some. Okay, so first verse. Deese lights up, flannel sleeves rolled, sketchbook open, saving half orcs in the margins, mocking some dude online for family values.
That sounds like me.
That does sound like
Ashtray
you.
full, opinions loud, camera rolling. It
Nope.
was an audio podcast, but apparently it decided to
Also,
make
my
it a video
camera's
one.
been broke for 3 years.
Yeah. Rachel
Rolling on the
dial-
floor,
yeah,
baby.
maybe, yeah. Rachel dials in from cold ass Maine. Brought an onion like it's popcorn for the movie. Ex-librarian with a rule book brain says, page 142, you're playing that wrong, buddy. And then we go into the chorus. This is freelance heroism, 12-sided fights and criticism. I'll give it credit. That's not the worst rhyme it could have come up with. You say I smell, I say you're wrong. We bicker rules all episode long. Decent Rachel, roll that die, argue till the levels fly. Love and loathing on the mic tonight. Rules lawyer love song in a chaotic light. That's the chorus.
Mhm.
Verse 2. That's not how sneak attack works. Rachel's voice cuts clear like a library shush. Deese misquotes spells, then flips her off. She eats that onion like a mic drop crunch.
Can I pause for a second?
Yeah.
Can I pause for a second?
Yeah.
The only time I've ever flicked Rachel off visibly
Uh-huh.
is in that comic where I
Oh.
drew me flicking her off. It's the only time I've ever done it.
Yeah.
So that's the reference. They found the comic. to reference it.
I have no idea, right? So he's
man.
chain smoking through a failed death save. She's in Maine, wrapped in 5 weird sweaters. D says Rachel's funky on the stream. He says you smell. She says read better letters. I don't even know what the fuck that means. Then we go into the chorus again.
Read better letters. That
yeah.
sounds like a Rachel shit talk.
Yeah, then we go to the bridge, right? That's not how cover works. It literally says it right here. Rachel smells like troll sweat. You smoke like 3 dragons a year. Again.
Mm-hmm.
2 weird hearts and a random party, homebrew fights and inside jokes. If hit points fall and the mics cut out, they'd still be arguing in the smoke. Then we go through one final chorus. They change it up at the end, though. Deese and Rachel roll that die, laugh until the goblins cry. If love's real weird, then that's all right. Rules lawyer love song every Thursday night.
Okay, not Thursday night.
I know, not Thursday night. I
Yeah,
don't know where
know.
that came from.
I mean, look, smoke like 3 dragons is weird, but
Uh-huh.
you know,
Mhm.
they dialed in on some stuff.
Yeah.
Fair criticisms, I suppose, but
Mhm.
fair criticism, I suppose. I don't think that song quality is ever gonna match a human. I'd be
No.
shocked to see a human. I mean, it's better than like mumble rap, I guess. I guess. I will be honest. The fact that I was called out by a robot is not something even my child self would have imagined. I'm gonna be honest. That does feel a little weird. Let's never use AI again for anything.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I to me, there's a little bit of a it's almost like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 quality of this to me. It's like it's bad, and I know it's bad, but I want to see how bad it gets so I can laugh at it.
Yeah,
but
it was funny.
Yeah,
It was
I mean,
funny.
just-
That's fair.
Yeah. So anyway,
yeah. So that's fun.
yeah. I thought you might all enjoy that for what it was worth.
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
man.
But yes.
I hate that this is the future we live in.
Yeah.
Like it could be so much better. It could have been a fan that wasn't so busy from having to do their menial labor job,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
That could have written a funny song and sent it to us. I'd have been super psyched about it,
Yeah.
right?
Not
And
not
the
that
AI could have done that, right?
yeah,
Mhm.
could have done their not that we're suggesting that any of you out there should write a song about this. And if you do want to write a song with us, please send that to freelanceheroismpodcast@gmail.com.
I guarantee if you write us a song, we will listen to it on this thing.
Yes.
And we
Absolutely.
will post it, and I will have such a good time with a
Yes.
human written song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh.
Also, despite what the song will have you say, new episodes Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
You
know
could be
where
there
it pulled.
Thursday,
I
I
don't
guess,
know
and
where
just-
it pulled Thursday out from. Unless it was just what they needed to fit the stanza.
Yeah.
Because I didn't throw anything in there about when the podcast came out or anything. It just decided to make that up on its own.
Yeah, that's one of those hallucinations.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yes.
like I said, I'm not entirely start to finish anti-AI. I just think that it's being used ridiculously. Right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's- yeah.
It should be used for analytics and data and things that are complicated.
Mhm.
And then leave the creation and human experience to people who have experience. Look, once AI decides that it can feel and think and have its own emotions and stuff like that, then I'm down with it making art.
Yeah.
But until then, it's not art.
Mhm.
It's generative remembering.
Yes.
Right?
It's modeling. That's all it is. It's modeling,
Right.
and which is what AI should be used for, but for statistical purposes, not art or
Yeah.
music
Yeah.
Yeah.
or writing books or
Look, I'm gonna be honest with ya.
plays or whatever the case may be. You know,
I think if you haven't ever experienced anything, you shouldn't be able to make art. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just how it works. What
Yeah.
do you have to? What do you have to?
yeah.
Yeah.
What do you have to
Mhm.
draw upon? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
have
we
no-
don't
no-
need AI writing books. That's what we have Chuck Tingle for. Those are as bizarre batshit as, I mean, and that's written by a human. So it's
Yeah.
like we've already got
Think-
that covered. We don't need
think about-
machines to do it.
But on a deeper level, like a more like, let's be legit about this. How many people could write amazing books but can't because they're doing menial
Yeah.
numerical
They're, like,
calculations?
Exhausted
Yeah.
because they're working, 38 hours a week at the grocery store and another 20 hours a week at Taco Bell or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
It feels like because there's no exhaustion in AI doesn't get tired of performing a repetitive task. It actually performs functionally with those better
Yeah.
because it gets more information, right?
Yeah.
So like it feels like, why don't we just do the things we're good at? Right? Humans are good at experiencing and interpreting and then creating,
Yeah.
right? And and large language models are good for collating,
Mhm.
organizing, and displaying linkages, right?
Yeah.
So let's just do that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And if you do that, you'll find me a completely different person in regards to AI. But that's when you give a tool
Mhm.
to an asshole, it's going to be used in an asshole way. When the asshole builds the tool,
Yeah.
Mhm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 So there we are.
Yep.
That was very funny. Thank
Yeah.
you, Nate, for
Yeah. Thank you,
having
Nate.
thought to do that.
Yeah, I I didn't know what to expect. It certainly wasn't that, but I felt like for our first hangout, if we're going to start this thing off right, let's start it off with an AI driven bullshit song.
Perfect.
Mhm.
So
All right,
anyway.
let's maybe do we save this one for the Patreon? We just clip this and we'll do this as a pre-roll. Or do you want to keep this as a full episode?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we just pitched it as such. That'd be
Okay,
kind
well
of...
well then since we want to talk about AI for this one, let's talk a little more about AI.
Okay.
Have you seen
Okay.
Shrimp Jesus?
Whoa, shrimp Jesus.
I want you to share your screen, Nate, and I want you to type in Shrimp Jesus.
Okay.
And then you guys won't be able to see this, but you can follow along with us at home if you'd like. Open a browser, type in Shrimp Jesus AI.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'll start off while
I know this is visual, but so we'll do what we can to describe it. If you Google it, you will see it.
okay. So Shrimp Jesus. It's funny that AI's overview is talking about an AI Yeah, this is now
Yeah.
Shrimp Jesus refers to a viral, hyper-realistic AI-generated image or series of images emerging in early 2024, depicting a figure of Jesus Christ composed of or surrounded by shrimp, often with a shrimp-like body.
So they noticed that of the demographic that they were trying to target, right?
Mhm.
The people who they're trying to get on Facebook, that a lot of them post about Jesus and a lot of them post about restaurants that serve seafood. So you get Shrimp Jesus, two of the highest algorithm search or that are like pushed together. So you get AI Jesus
That's
mixed with a shrimp. No, they get
terrifying.
weirder. They get weirder because, as you know, things
Mhm.
get weird.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is just a AI slap in general. I want you to just
yeah.
go to the Google image search results.
Here we go.
Here we go. D-Walk, you're religious. You want to give us your thoughts?
Mm.
Can we look up that third one?
This is a Wikipedia article entitled AI Slop.
This is
Which-
a thing. Now type in "I made it with my own hands." This is another one.
Okay,
Oh,
well, here-
that one. Yeah.
Let's see.
Just like "made it with my own hands."
Made it with my own hands.
So
that-
there was a bunch of
yeah.
woodworkers that had drawn a bunch of views from having made something, and so
Mhm.
now AI generates all of this content of just obviously fake shit that
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
say they made with their own hands. Look at
Oh,
that
look.
kid down at the second row.
Here's I made it with
Yep.
my own hands.
It's
Cross the
Shrimp
shrimp
Jesus.
Jesus.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Look at the one at the very top on the left where the kid made the car out of. Is this out of Coke bottles? I love
It's out of
Coke bottles.
rocks.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
out of rocks. Here's a
I think I've
cow
seen
made
the
out of
Coke
Coke
bottle one.
bottles.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like clearly AI, but you see a lot of boomers sharing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we just go ahead and admit that the problem with the world really just is boomers? Like if boomers were gone,
Can you believe that they were the ones that were always teaching us when we were growing up to not believe everything they saw on the internet?
I
Oh
know,
my
I know.
gosh.
What a bunch of fucking
ever think about
morons.
that?
Yeah.
You ever think about that? They're like, hey, don't give away your information. Don't
Yeah.
tell
Mhm.
people what state you live in.
Yep.
And I'm like, you just gave away your social security number to a person who said that they freaking.
They were the princes of Zambia.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So anyway, so like as with all things, AI can be used for good and for evil. There is science that uses AI to sort of collate information and data so that they can cure diseases faster. They can figure out what genetic markers are common in people with like predispositions to particular diseases, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if your family has a history of colon cancer, they can spot that earlier and then provide a medical sort of preventative measures.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's a good thing, right? But then the bad thing is then do they just scan everybody's genetics when they can? Like, do they buy up the data from 23andMe to determine, oh, well, your family has a propensity for these diseases, so your insurance should go up,
Mhm.
right? All of a sudden,
Yeah.
you create a second-class citizenry of people who are now collated under all these insurance companies as people who are more likely to get sick, and so their rates should be higher. Or your family has a propensity of driving recklessly, so you should have to pay more for car insurance. Do you see what I mean? It starts to get into some weird places very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
that's where I think we should have thought about this before we started building it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Mhm.
I think there is something to say about AI existing in the world in a responsible way, right? Just like we have a lot of restrictions on other things, like people who drive cars need to have a test, right? You have to take a driver's test. You have to drive safely.
Mhm.
If you drive recklessly too many times, they take your license away. Then
Yeah.
you can't drive anymore.
Mhm.
You see what I mean? There are like a series of rules and a structure that is sort of like, yes, you have this ability to do this thing. You have the right to do it.
Mhm.
You have a privilege to do it. And then it can be revoked if you show an irresponsibility of it, right? Of your ability to utilize it.
Yeah.
And much the same way, I feel like those sort of things could work well for guns
Mhm.
and for other things. Like if you have a propensity for robbing liquor stores, you probably shouldn't be able to have a gun, right?
Yeah.
Agreed.
So,
Yeah.
and you know, if you have a long history of spousal abuse, you
Mhm.
probably shouldn't be allowed to have a gun.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think there are some basic restrictions that like pretty much anyone with a conscience can agree on.
Mhm.
And it just feels like we're not having that conversation with AI at all,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The problem I feel like with the difference between like say if we didn't have rules for cars or guns or any of these types of things and AI is that AI moves very quickly,
Mhm.
right? So all those other things are still sort of limited by the speed at which the world moves, right? So a gun is dangerous, but in order for it to travel a long distance, it travels at the speed that we can already travel, right? So there's there's time, there's a lead time for you to kind of get to where. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a person with a gun that commits a crime and then runs off, you know they can only move a certain speed, so you can sort of isolate the problem before it becomes too big.
Mhm.
Whereas AI, on the other hand, once it's done, it's done.
Yeah.
Replicates itself all over the internet very quickly.
Mhm.
All of a sudden now the problem is brutal. Like, so that, remember the Grok thing where it was like making images that it wasn't supposed to of minors?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like By the time anyone even knew it was happening, it had happened 100,000 times,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So now it's like, these are not. Imagine if a gun got stolen by someone, and before the person could report it, it killed 100,000 people,
Right. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It'd be like a nuclear bomb,
Mm-hmm.
right? A nuclear bomb we're very sensitive about everywhere,
Mhm.
right? Everyone's pretty sensitive about a nuclear weapon because of the speed at which its damage can be caused.
Yeah.
And I think that's how we need to start thinking about AI. An irresponsible use of AI is very similar to the types of damage that you can get from a nuclear bomb, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
People have secrets. Data collates information and can find secrets that you've had, right? So it's the perfect blackmail machine, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. For
You
extortion.
find a fucking thing that Kim Jong-un doesn't want out there,
Mhm.
and then use it to manipulate him into doing something with his tangible real world weaponry,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Scary.
Yeah.
I don't know how this episode gets funny.
Well, we can transition out of AI because I think we beat that horse to death.
I did want to
go ahead.
mention, I don't think it was specifically AI, but when you were talking about using AI to like detect medical issues and things like that.
Yeah.
So there was a thing that happened, I think in like the early 2000s. This teenage girl was buying stuff from Target, and somehow Target's algorithm like predicted that she was pregnant. So Target mailed her coupons for like baby stuff to her address. Except she was a teenage girl who had not told her family yet that she was pregnant.
Oh.
And her dad got the coupons first.
Wow.
So I don't think it was like utilizing AI at the time. It was probably just like their algorithm of, if a
You shop
woman
for this,
Yeah.
buys this stuff, then like she is probably pregnant. Let's send
Yeah.
her baby coupons.
Yeah, if you buy a pregnancy test on Thursday and then all of a sudden your browser history is going through baby carriers and stuff like that, then
I don't think it was even a pregnancy. I think she was buying like unscented lotion and like just very
That's a
I
weird
don't know,
one.
like certain things that it's like pregnant women tend to buy these things.
Yeah, you know what she should have done? She should have bought a copy of fucking FIFA afterwards, because nobody wants to fuck a person who plays
Plays
FIFA.
FIFA.
So they're like lotion and FIFA. Oh, they're jerking off. Send them a coupon for tissues.
Yeah. From February 16th, 2012 at Forbes.com, how Target figured out a teen girl was pregnant before her father did.
Mm.
The subtitle to the article, Target has got you in its aim.
But wait, boy, that's a miss.
Yeah,
That
I know.
headline has got you in its aim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called Target. Jesus. Sorry.
Shrimp Jesus.
Shrimp Jesus.
Shrimp Jesus, yeah. So basically, people looked at the historical buying data for all women who had signed up for baby registries at Target from 2010 to 2012. And after analyzing the data, Target found useful patterns emerged. Lotions, for example. Lots of people buy lotion. But one colleague noticed that women on the baby registry were buying larger quantities of unscented lotion around the beginning of their second trimester. Another analyst noted sometimes in the first 20 weeks, pregnant women loaded up on supplements like calcium, magnesium, zinc. Many shoppers also purchase soap and cotton balls. But when suddenly someone starts buying lots of scent-free soap and extra big bags of cotton balls, in addition to hand sanitizers and washcloths, it signals they could be getting closer to their delivery date. As computers crawl through the data, they were able to identify 25 products that, when analyzed together, allowed them to assign each shopper a pregnancy prediction score.
Wow.
More importantly, the algorithm was able to estimate a woman's due date within 21 days of a window of 21 days.
God.
Now look. I just want to clarify.
Yeah.
Am I impressed by this type of analytics? This is excellent detective work. I really think this is great.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That being said,
Mhm.
you are a fucking store.
Right.
All right? Climb the fuck down out of that. All right? You're not supposed to be in that world. You're not a gumshoe. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, if you were a private investigation firm then fuck yeah, dog.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you sell fucking waffle irons and fucking flip-flops.
Yeah.
You need to take it down a notch.
Yeah. One Target analyst provided a hypothetical example. They said, take a fictional Target shopper named Jenny Ward, age 23, who lives in Atlanta, Georgia, and in
Okay.
March bought cocoa butter lotion, a purse large enough to double as a diaper bag, zinc and magnesium supplements, and a bright blue rug. The algorithm would say there is an 87% chance that she's pregnant and that her delivery date is sometime in late August.
Wow.
Late August. Why August?
March, April, May, June, July, August, 6 months. So that would be at the end of her first trimester. They're basically saying that's their timing, right?
Mhm.
So based
So
on
then
the
they
art,
can,
yeah,
based on their prediction, then they're predicting when you fucked.
yeah, pretty much.
So that's
Yeah.
how you, by the way, if you're trying to get someone to stop doing something, say that they have any connection to observing your fuckery.
Yeah,
They will
does.
immediately knock that shit off.
Yeah.
So don't say due date. If you want them to stop doing this, pivot your argument to
Yeah.
Target knows when you've been fucking.
Yeah.
Target wants to know, based on your soap purchase, when your dick been used last. And there you go.
Target knows
They're
if you've
gonna
been
knock
hitting
that shit off
bullseye.
today. They'll
Hey,
knock it
Deez.
off.
Deez,
today.
can you write down that random quote for that title thing that you were talking about?
Oh, that's actually a great one. Yeah. I don't remember what I said. I'll listen to it. I don't remember what I said. I'm flying by the seat of my pants over here. No, but that's my argument though, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I think who was it? Not Stephen Colbert. Fucking the other nerd with the glasses. Fucking John Oliver
Oh, John, yeah.
said. You can see how I get them confused.
Yeah.
John Oliver made a good point about using like the prism detection and all the things Snowden sort of released.
Yeah.
All these detection services, right? Like to scout your emails and your phone calls and all this stuff, about whether or not they could, like, people had heard about it, but they didn't really care about it. And then all he did is apply to it a filter of, can they see your dick? Can this program help people see your dick? And then all of a sudden everyone was like, oh my God, what? That's fucked up. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Can they
Right.
see your dick?
Yeah.
Target is profiling your dick.
Yeah.
Does that make you feel comfortable, folks?
They're
They're targeting your dick.
targeting your dick. The article goes on to say Target started sending coupons for baby items to customers according to their pregnancy scores. Some person shares an anecdote so good that it sounds made up that conveys how eerily accurate the targeting is.
Dude, pregnancy score sounds like a Mike Johnson original. Can we just
Yeah,
be
I
for
know.
real?
Yeah, I
That sounds
know.
like a straight up fucking pitch.
Yeah, an angry man went into a Target outside of Minneapolis demanding to talk to a manager, saying that my daughter got this in the mail. He shoved an envelope from Target into the manager's hand. Says she's still in high school and you're sending her coupons for baby clothes and cribs. Are you trying to encourage her to get pregnant? The manager had no idea what the man was talking about, looked at the mailer, and sure enough, it was addressed to the man's daughter and contained advertisements for maternity clothing, nursery furniture, and pictures of smiling infants. The manager apologized profusely and then called a few days later to apologize again.
Yeah.
On the phone, though, the father was somewhat abashed, saying, I had a talk with my daughter, and it turns out there's been some activities in my house I haven't completely been aware of. She's due in August, and I owe you an apology.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're the only one in here who didn't do anything weird, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, so look, I get that people are gonna fuck when they're not old enough to legally fuck. That's a reality of the world that's going to continue happening in the background, right?
Yeah.
That being said, no store should profile when you're pregnant ever.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Come on, give me a
Agreed.
fucking break.
Yeah.
You're Target.
Yeah. Okay. It gets creepier, though.
Oh, I know it
Oh,
does. I know it does.
no.
Just give me a second.
Oh.
Just give me a second to make this point, okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll
Go
have
ahead.
another one for after the creepy.
I know.
promise.
Well, but your point is leading to where it gets creepier. So
Oh no.
They're
Okay.
you shouldn't look. I get that you want to monetize you want to like mathematically have the best coupons go to the best people targeted, shit like that.
yeah, no pun
Maybe
intended.
someone could code a line in there that says, "Hey, maybe only for adults." Fair. You're able to predict when somebody had sex, but you're not able to predict how old they are based on their fucking driver's license and information.
Yeah.
Give me a
Well,
break.
so here's how Target responded to this. It said when Target discovered fairly quickly that it creeped people out that
No
the company
shit.
knew about their pregnancies in advance, their response was, if we send someone a catalog that says congratulations on your first child and they've never told us they're pregnant, that's going to make some people uncomfortable.
Some.
We're very conservative about compliance with all privacy laws, but even if you're following the law, you can do things where people get queasy. That was their quote.
I think that was one of the worst things you could say.
The author of this article said, I put these words in bold myself. That's a quote for our times. That's his.
Yeah.
So Target got sneakier about sending the coupons. They created personalized booklets. Instead of sending people with high pregnancy scores books with coupons solely for diapers, rattle strollers, and the go to fuck to sleep book, they more subtly spread them about. Target went on to say, we started mixing in ads for things we knew pregnant women would never buy so that the baby ads looked random.
Oh my God.
We would put an ad for a lawnmower next to the diapers. We'd put a coupon for wine glasses next to infant clothes. That way it looked like all the products were chosen by chance. And we found out that as long as pregnant woman thinks she hasn't been spied on, she's more than willing to use the coupon.
But she has been, asshole.
Yeah. She just assumes that everyone else on her block got the same mailer for diapers and cribs. As long as we don't spook her, it works.
That's
Right. You
so
know-
creepy. That's like that's
the
like
behavior
someone
of
being
the
like
predator.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like someone being like, technically it's not against the law for me to follow a woman to her house as long as I don't like peek
As long
in
as they
the
don't
window.
see you.
Right. As long as she
Yeah.
doesn't know I'm following her.
Right.
It's not
You.
illegal.
I can sharpen my blade in your front yard as long as I'm not standing under the lamp.
Yeah. So here's where
That's-
Target really shines, right?
Mhm.
So the person that did this investigative report pointed out that Target had revenue of $44 billion in 2002.
Mhm.
When the firm that generated this advertising strategy and the algorithm and all this, when they were hired in 2002, Target's revenue jumped to $67 billion in 2010,
Oof.
directly attributable to a lot of the types of techniques that were being utilized by this company, right? Target was none too happy about this author's plans to write the story. In fact, refused to let him go to Target's headquarters. When he flew out anyway, he discovered he was on a list of prohibited visitors. So Target shut the guy down. He wrote the story anyway. But yeah, the store's bullseye logo now may send a little shiver of fear down the closely watched spines of some, though I can promise you that Target is not the only store doing this.
No kidding. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I will say,
and this was like you said, Rachel, this was 2010
Yeah.
when this happened. So
look, I think that there is always going to be some like trying to better understand your clientele to better serve them.
Mhm.
And I think that there is, I don't even want to say a fine line. There's a pretty hard and fast line about getting too in like uniquely about person to person,
Mhm.
like investigatory about them, right?
Yeah.
I did not give anyone permission to like go through my shit because I
Yeah.
shopped at your store. It is not an intrinsic like there's an intrinsic
Mhm.
or like sort of expected behavioral alteration that takes place when you go to a theater, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just don't talk very loudly when you go to a theater. It's expected of you, and you know before you go socially that is what's expected.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know a single person on earth who would say that because they walked into a fucking Kroger that they should have their fucking life fucking dismantled and algorithmically disassembled to better sell them their favorite type of pickles.
Right.
Just by entering the store, just by shopping for particular things,
Mhm.
that's weird to me.
Yep.
I don't think that that's acceptable.
Yeah. It's creepy.
Well,
Yeah, it's not chill.
so now maybe switch gears a little bit. Hey,
Hold on.
D-Walk. Oh, Yeah.
He stepped away, by the way.
Oh, he stepped away. Oh, okay.
Also, we should make these episodes shorter so that we can have the entire conversational bit within how long have we been recording this?
We've been recording for the last 45 minutes.
Yeah, so we should call this relatively soon and call this one whole episode.
Okay.
Okay. Well, do you just want to have Rachel cut it off there at the end, or do we want to do a little closing bit or something that you can kind of
a little patter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, so closing thoughts.
AI bad, but AI written song kind of funny in a bad
Right.
way.
Yeah. But I would have appreciated it more if like an actual person had
wrote
been
the
like,
song.
"Hey, I've
Yeah.
listened to your podcast. I really like
Yeah.
it. I wrote a song." You
Also,
know?
there'd probably be more factual information in there. Due diligence of a human feels like maybe, and like
Yeah.
also there were exclusions in there that felt kind of like mean almost
Yeah.
a little.
Well, like the fact that D-Walk and I just completely disappeared out of the whole
You guys
song.
didn't exist. It
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
No, it
happens.
was
Just
just
fade away
the only thing I can think that maybe it focused on the two of you is
because of the
because
intro.
well, that and like in the for the descriptions of people, I started it was Deese and then Rachel and then D-Walk and then me.
Mhm.
And I
Okay.
don't know if it just decided to use the first two and then that's like, well, that's I don't have any more.
I love
buffer
that I was
left,
the
so-
first one. He just couldn't wait to type in some
I was
shit
about to
about
say,
me.
way to tell me
He
name
couldn't
who your
fucking
favorites are in the
wait.
game without telling me who your favorites are.
It is. But look, hey,
Yeah.
how about this? How about if you're gonna write a song about freelance, you make sure to get a good verse about both D-Walk and Nate. I
Yeah.
really want.
Yes.
You could do a
Yes.
whole like, I don't know, like a segment about, bald, streamlined old man. Anyway, so yeah,
Yeah.
this is a cool new format. I think
Mhm.
periodically we'll just do a couple of these. We'll sprinkle them out in
Yeah.
the episodes.
Yep.
I think these are fun. We can talk about a new topic every time, and if you
Mhm.
guys have topics that you think are a cool thing you'd like to see us investigate or talk about a little bit, give our
Yeah.
feelings on, then let us know.
All right.
And artificial intelligence was not used in the creation of this episode. So
No,
Yes.
I mean, look, it was technically for part of it.
well, yeah.
There was AI in it, but I think we were very, specific about
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah.
Well, AI didn't
Yeah.
create the episode. AI created content within
That's
the
fair.
episode
that we
yeah,
talked about. Yeah,
that we
Yeah.
talked about. Yes,
That's
we're
fair
splitting hairs.
yeah. Maybe don't shop at Target. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to
Yeah,
put
that's
that
the
out.
other
I just wanna
takeaway.
put that out
Maybe
there.
maybe not sharp at Target.
I don't want
Yeah.
to put that out there, but hey.
All
All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Right.
Bye.
Well, thanks for listening. If you want to donate to the Patreon to help us make a better show for everyone, which we'd really appreciate, just go to patreon.com/freelance_heroism and take it easy. Every frog needs a butt stick to hold it in place.